Miss Nikki Neal here. I am back as promised. The first thing, of course, I have to say is that I am not an attorney, so anything spoken in this video, it is not legal advice for anybody watching. Let's address the TRO. First is the reason for the TRO. The TRO included incitement of threats and also doxing. Now, as you know, the defendants have posted about Ava over 200 times, nonstop. This averaged from 3 to 5 times a day, every single day. Within that, they spoke about a lot of things that were not true. She made it seem like it was a cultural issue. She even incorporated a bunch of posts about the Crown Act. She raised money for her legal defense while incorporating the Crown Act. There were a lot of insinuations that this had anything to do with our civil rights. Now, because of these nonstop posts that were making people feel as if their civil rights were being violated, people became angry. And Ava played part of there were a few, one of the very threatening videos that was made about her that threatened to find her and harm her.
Beat her ass, Solar. Find where she at. Go to the same spots she be at. And when you see that bitch, beat her ass. Beat her. Punch her in her face. Pull edges out. Drag her. Make her chin touch the curb. Curb stomp that bitch.
There were several videos made. Not only were those videos made, but that same person, several weeks later, under one of Solar's ex posts, commented that they should all show up collectively to the courthouse where they thought Ava was going to be. Solar then reposted that message. She reposted a message from the person that said they wanted to harm Ava, that they should all show up to where Ava was going to be. Now let's step back a little bit. The same night that Ava received those very violent threats, she posted on her ex account about receiving the threats. Within 90 minutes, Solar posted a cat holding a gun with the barrel of the gun directly pointed at the screen. Within 3 days of those very violent posts about finding and harming Ava, within her comment section, one of her followers, seemingly a man because his name was Mr. X or something like that, posted a screenshot of Ava's full name, address, but an incorrect picture of a Caucasian woman that had the same name as Ava. Solar did not choose to delete it. She chose to respond to the guy and instead correct Ava's identity so that he had the right person. That is considered doxing by California state law, all over Star Puffs. Now, I typically don't use direct names here, but because there are two defendants, I wanted to separate the actions of the both of them so that it was clear as to who was doing what exactly. Now, there are two defendants in the lawsuit. There's two defendants as well as the business, Solar, Ether, and Solar Being LLC, or Christelle Gooding, Sharice Mance, and Solar Being LLC. Now, in a few instances, I often say the defendant, and it sounds singular. And that is a mistake of mine. If I ever say that, please pardon me. They represent themselves almost as the same person. It's sometimes hard to remember that Ether is a separate person. She doesn't really present herself as her own woman. She's often dressed the exact same, doing the exact same hair sculptures. So sometimes I forget that she's a separate person, but she is a separate person and she is individually named in the lawsuit. Now, when it comes to a judge actually honoring a TRO, things have to be on fire, and those are the exact words of the judge's orders. Because the doxing was already removed from the platform, he no longer saw it as being a threat, and that is why it was not honored. Let's also make a few things clear. Just because the temporary restraining order was not honored does not mean that everything that embodied the temporary restraining order won't be heard. The judge himself asked Ava's attorney, why isn't the doxing included in the lawsuit? The attorney responded that the doxing happened after the lawsuit. Included in the TRO application is the request for all the social media platforms to preserve everything under the accounts of both defendants. That was sent back in November. So as of November, every single thing has been preserved on their accounts. It's important to note that the defendants included a 98-page response to the TRO, which the courts did not accept. Now, there's a difference between denial and rejection. TRO denial means that it's not going to be heard right now, but everything that was submitted will be used and can be used in the actual lawsuit. Rejection means that whatever was submitted will not be included in the lawsuit. So let's go back over it. Ava's application was accepted and denied to be heard on an emergency basis. It can still be used in a lawsuit. The defendant's response to the TRO was rejected, and it cannot be used in a lawsuit. Now, given all of this information, if the defendants want to feel like they won or prevailed, then that's fine. They can feel like that. That is perfectly okay.